Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. Well, welcome to Friday night in the show, guys, in the actual PSYOP matrix. It is incredible, some of the stuff we're seeing come out overseas, and we've got a couple of them little ones for you on the show tonight. But again, when is this going to end? We got to get to Monday now, guys. It's funny how we just sort of like carry through to these little events, isn't it? But these little events are starting to get us to where we hopefully I say, right, need to be. Okay, which is a great awakening of the people in mass to do what we got to do here and grab our countries back, guys, because the tablecloth's there and the table's been set, and I want to get to the meal, which is getting these guys exposed enough that everyone can wake up. All right, and that is happening in the mainstream overseas as well. We're seeing a fair bit, so let's have a look what we have got now. It's funny, like too little too late. But the FDA bans cancer-linked red food dye. Here are the products affected, and this is in England. But they're going through it, and they're starting to talk about some of these things, guys. Now, is this softly breaking to the, to the normies that, things have been going on, you've been getting poisoned? Because, there is a lot of stuff coming out about our food, what's going on. Now, they're saying ahead of the or an organisation, which is Monday, companies are just ditching the DEI programs like nothing, all right, company after company after company. So it looks like, people in the corporate business, which I'm going to show you they're ripping down anyway, are actually starting to get a little bit of confidence and being able to come out and talk, guys, and say things, which normally I don't think they would. Now in Alice Springs, again, guys, this is Alice Springs community leaders are concerned hand sanitizer has become the new choice of drink. The reason being the government has barred the alcohol. Now, we all know there's a problem there, guys, but don't forget, this is all by design. All right, there'll be plenty of hand cleaner around for them to get hold of. Don't you worry. Okay, and they'll make sure there is. So, again, this is the sort of stuff we're seeing. They use it, as propaganda against us, but we see the real picture of what's going on and who's to blame, and why these things are like that, Now, we had American tennis player taunting the crowd. I haven't gone right into it, guys, but I just thought that was funny. Taunting the crowd over what, you know, they were giving her a little bit of curry, but, you know, hopefully she's a Trump supporter. And, yeah, some people are giving us, because it looks like she was standing on her feet and having a bit of a dig. Now, Steelworks, we all knew South Whyalla, South Australia, that they were going to start and shut down the steelworks. We reported on this before, guys, but guess what? The operator of South Australia's Whyalla Steelworks has brought forward 350 contractor job cuts in a shock move that is blindsided the workers. Again, they're just on their way to cut everything down, guys. They're in panic mode. All right, they've got to shut everything down as quick as they can. All right, because they don't need this infrastructure running when everyone, you know, comes to understand what's really been going on. So the emergency waiting times blow out as hospitals struggle to discharge patients. They can't get rid of people, guys. All right, so everything's again coming to you know, ahead again. There's a lot of sick people out there. We're going to do a show on next Wednesday, actually. Yeah, and that'll just be on health, you know, and the decisions are, you know, it's a bit about me, what I've done and what I haven't done, and different things, guys. We'll have a few clips for it and that, yeah, and just show you what's going on, because for a long time I've been spruiking about this electronic radiation poisoning, okay, and more and more it is coming to light now, okay. So again, we need to educate everyone on exactly what's going on out there. It's not a fear tactic. It's just to let you know what they're doing. All right. We need to know. Now, Mitsubishi Australia forced to shelve more than half its models. Why? Because they can't meet the current safety requirements, guys. Now, is this because we're having more accidents and they need to be safer? No, it's just that they're crushing down on the industry. All right. And it'll take Mitsubishi a few years, all right, to actually redesign, remodify things, get the lines going again, and then you watch, they'll go broke because the restructure set them broke. So there's my pick of the future, guys. Mitsubishi to go broke. We'll see how right we are. Power company boss made a shock claim about the LA fire and investigation. I thought this was interesting. They can shut down the because like we know a lot of this comes through the smart meters and stuff like that, guys. So they can actually shut down the power. But they didn't. Why? Because they were 1 kilometre or 1 mile an hour below the rating. The rating is between 60 and 75 mile an hour. I think it only got to 59. That's what they were predicted, 59. So that stopped them actually shutting the power down to the power grid during the high winds. So just again, more crap, more bullshit, all by design. And something else that's by design only, the rest of it's all totally authentic, is that me and Cazz meet here every night at 7 o'clock and, well, a bit before that, and try and entertain you guys. So come on in, Cazz, end of the show.
Well, good. I've got a little surprise for you, and I'm wondering if you're not responsible for this poor man's demise on social media. Poor guy. So he left Twitter, okay, and now he's copying it over on Instagram. Good
on him. I'll have to get on there and give him a serving. Yeah. It's just like, you know, the guy's just running the country into, like, you know, it's like, it's just ridiculous. You know, it's got to come to an end, Cazz. We talk about this, don't we? You know, and going to show you some more stuff tonight. The Cazz picks out, guys. Why? Because she's a professional in this area. And it's good to have her here to be able to read these people, because I don't pick up on this until Cazz tells me, and then I go, oh, wow, you can see that. But to the untrained eye, it's hard to pick up some of this acting. So you want to start there, Cazz, or not? Yeah?
Yeah, no, we can do. Just I'm just getting a message here. Okay, no, that's it. All right, so hang on a minute. That's all right. I can do that one later. We can start there, but hang on. I just want to address this before we get into anything else. Look at this grub. Now, so this is a Liberal MP. Yeah. New South Wales Liberal Party Shadow Minister for Youth, Rory Amon, has been resigned from Parliament because he's been charged with 7 acts of paedophilia against a local 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? It's just incredible, man. Look, Cazz, the thing is what we were told is happening, that they'd all be exposed. You know what I mean? And it is happening. So that's great stuff. But yeah, nothing shocks us now, does it?
No.
The George Pells and the things like that. But now we're delving down into, our school teachers, our people of, like in authority of certain youth places and that. And like Glenn Fisher's been saying for years, and Glenn's bringing it all out. He's doing a brilliant job, man, of exposing these mongrels. You know what I mean? This circle's been going for so long, guys. All right, but their circle's stretching now. We're cutting them apart. They got to keep going on again because we keep.
That's exactly why they're desperate to get a hold of social media, because it's out of control for them, because they're actually being identified. All right, this is what Dave was talking about. This is Pam Bondi.
Said that Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted in the Trump administration. What Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted and why?
I said that on TV. I said prosecutors will be prosecuted, to finish the quote, if bad. Investigators will be investigated. We all take an oath, Senator, to uphold the law. None of us are above the law. Let me give you a really good example of a bad lawyer within the Justice Department, a guy named Klein-Smith.
All right, I'm just going to stop it there. She's been directed by somebody. They've actually said to her, come out hard and strong. Okay, now if you listen to her voice, the level of commitment is not actually there. What she's doing is something we call actoring, where she's actually going on and she's basically, without any trained skill and that sort of stuff, she's actually thinking that she's got to come out strong. But if you actually listen to it, you can hear somebody's been directing her.
Who altered a FISA warrant. One of the most important things we can do in this country. So will everyone be held to an equal, fair system of justice if I am the next Attorney General? Absolutely. And no one is above the law.
Under what circumstance?
All right, she's been directed there. No one is above the law, okay? Make sure you make your point on that wording.
Will you prosecute journalists for what they write?
I believe in the freedom of speech. Only if anyone commits a crime. It's pretty basic, Senator, with anything, with any victim. And this goes back to my entire career, for 18 years as a prosecutor and then 8 years as Florida's Attorney General. You find the facts of the case, you apply the law in good faith, and you treat everyone fairly.
All right,
well,
so
that
she knew
doesn't happen much, does it, at the moment?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, but she knew that one was coming, because she knew to go into basically be reasonable, be compassionate. I believe in freedom of speech, and then come on strong, finish strong at the end. I don't know. The more I'm seeing, the more I'm just going, somebody's directing all of this. And then we had that thing where, remember, we pointed out Jimmy Carter's funeral where the two of them were sitting together, and I said, that's directed. I said, the whole thing's directed. And then Trump actually came out and he said, oh, we met backstage. Now, so backstage is how you refer to stuff before you go on a shoot or into the theater. So he said, oh, we met backstage. There is no backstage in a chapel, in a funeral. There's no backstage. So the more I'm looking at, the more I'm going, the more I'm looking at, the more I'm just going, okay, look, everything's just, everything is just basic. If you go and look at the Senate hearings, like from even 4, 5, 6 years ago, they're completely different now to when you see them there. Everything's, and not only that, there's not many wide views. So usually what you do is you have several. So when you're doing a shoot, you'll have several cameras. You'll have like 2 up front. You'll have like a wide view and things like that. There's no wide views. It's all up front. So there's only like 2 or 3 people seen. Like, where are all the people? And I noticed that particularly about Jimmy Carter's funeral as well. There was one wide shot, but that could have easily been like put in. But everything else was up. Yeah, everything else was up close. So I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm just going, this is not real. I can't explain it.
Yeah, therefore, if it's such a psyop and everything's just, there's only one place to discern, and yeah, again, lose the fear, find God. all right, and get your discernment from the one person who actually knows what's going on with this joint, the creator. You know, that's what I say out of all this mess that we're looking at. Because there is no way to work it out yourself, guys, all right? You've got to be in touch with, you know, what's going on around you. You know that, you know, that matrix out there is, you know, it's hurting you, okay? You got to remove yourself from it the best you can because it's not good. But anyway, let's get on with the news.
Well, look, on top of that, just to back that up, look, Gene Ho has been right pretty much. I don't think he's been wrong, actually. And he's actually posted today. He said the resistance is dead because the resistance won. The evil election process, Trump won. The evil Congress, the Speaker of the House is Trump's handpicked. The evil Senate, both Majority Leader and Whip, working with Trump. The evil rhinos, RNC Chairman, handpicked. The evil judicial system, the conservative Supreme Court majority. Please do not listen to the doom and gloomers. New day starts Monday. Gene Ho has been putting out, like, he's just basically, like, there's a lot of stuff, really bizarre stuff going on. But Gene Ho is consistently putting out, no, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It all starts Monday, you know? So, very interesting.
You wouldn't be dead for quids, is the saying, all right? And, yeah, you wouldn't be, all right? This is a very exciting time in history, guys, that you are involved with. And, yeah, you are under the direction of the good Lord in this battle, is my opinion, and my opinion only. You don't have to accept it, but you won't change my stance on it, okay? And, yeah, we've been, as I said to you, you know, I explained to you about the, you know, the Temple Dome and all the rest of this bullshit, guys, where we've just all been sucked in, man. Mount Sinai, all these things, you know, like, so yeah, it's good to be finding out what is going on and, you know, some of the truths. But yeah, we've got a lot to learn, Cazz, a real lot to learn.
That's exactly right. All right, let's go through some quick news. Okay, so there's been storms in Sydney.
Mad.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. They come down.
Fantastic weather out here, fellas. Looking marvelous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Holy crap, that's crazy. You also got this machete attack in Melbourne.
Running up busy Chapel Street with a machete last night in broad daylight at around 8 o'clock at night. Now this has really highlighted just how much Chapel Street, Fran and the Stonington area has deteriorated over the past couple of years.
Gee, what could have made it deteriorate?
Yeah, I wonder what. You know, now we won't be able to buy meat cleavers as well. You know, Coles are barred knives. You know, Woolies will jump on the bandwagon. You know, you can't buy kitchen knives anymore.
No.
Guys, you know, like, and people are sitting out there going, oh, yeah, well, that's probably a good idea if people are going to snap people with knives. No, it's all by design, by your government. They are helping all this or producing all this to happen.
Yeah, no, they took away our guns, and with it, they took away our worldview of a right to self-defense. We've actually not just got a right to defend ourselves and our property, we actually have a duty to. Are you telling me that if somebody broke in and started killing your kids that you wouldn't act? Of course you would. You have a right to, you have a responsibility to. So when they remove the guns, they've also brainwashed us into believing we don't have a right to fight back. We actually do. Then they've flooded us with a whole heap of people who don't have that worldview. Okay, and now we're sitting ducks. So it is what it is.
Yep,
we're going to turn it around.
Keep dodging the bullets, and yeah, regrouping. We're in it. We're in it for the long haul. Yeah, there's no getting out of it. All right, we took the challenge, and yeah, we're winners. So we're on. We're going for it.
We're going to win. All right, now this situation is really appalling. This is what they're doing with vets.
Where our former and current servicemen and women go to distress and enjoy some R&R.
Providing a safe space for them to come and have some time out on the farm.
Veterans Retreat in Gympie is owned by 20-year Army veteran Kylie James. She also offers emergency and respite accommodation to those who've served.
Last year, we provided 896 nights of homeless care for veterans. The year before, 605 nights.
But she's furious with Gympie Regional Council. Kylie's been told she has 45 days to get rid of 5 shipping containers and a 5-bedroom donga from her property, or she could face a $725,000 fine.
It was certainly more of a bullying tactic, and pretty well you have to do this or, or we'll take you for it.
Council must follow through when residents raise concerns with our organisation, and that's part of the process that we have been.
Yeah, this is Gympie again, Caz. Well, people, we need to get some, people up there around that area, guys. All right, we need to, we need to get on it. It's this Gympie mayor. He's just like off his chops. All right, how can he be doing that to people who are in need? Like, and as far as 5 containers and a donga, like,
well, it's the all or else factor that. What's his name was talking about that. It's like you have to do this or else. No, actually we don't. This is why we need to take back our country. This is not liberty. This is not freedom. What this is a control grid. We will tell you how you can be free. That's not what freedom is. You should be able to do with your land what you damn well like. It's your land.
Yeah, who's in Gympie that wants to run for mayor? Let's get you in. Let's do it. All right, be the change, guys. Get into the Gympie Council. Someone get up there and put an objection in against the council, these, tyrannical rules. It's inhumane, guys. It's inhumane what they're doing up there. They're going to do it everywhere. But here's our testing ground. Well, let's go and win another one, eh? They're throwing it in our face. Well, let's take the challenge on.
That's it. Charlotte Challa, who's we've actually had him on, but that's his handle on TikTok. He does some really great stuff. Anyway, he's put this report together on Benson's.
Property giant Benson's has collapsed, owing more than $800 million. Benson's worked across 3 states as well: Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. 1,000 homes under construction, $811 million in debts owing, $1.5 billion in construction works underway, and these guys only had a bank balance of less than $200,000. And in the middle of this economic construction apocalypse right now, we've just had a bumper jobs report come out, and economists are all patting themselves on the back going, yay, Australia's doing great. We're in awesome condition, and there's no reason for a February rate cut. How about the public sector jobs surge, which is propping up the economy right now, as the number of jobs in public admin and safety has surged by more than 10%. This has got to be the weirdest economic collapse ever in the history of economic collapses. In the middle of a public sector jobs surge, we've got construction businesses, like really fucking big ones like Benson's, that were delivering 1,000 homes going under, and the public sector just growing. It grew by 10% in the last 12 months. 2/3 of all jobs created in the last quarter were public sector jobs. What the fuck? Who the fuck is paying these people? Australia owes $1 trillion, but we're still employing public servants in public service roles that are generally not considered to be productive roles that help with Australia's productivity. And we're employing these people like fucking crazy right now. We're pumping them in, which means that the private sector can't find people to work, which means companies like Benson's who can't afford the labour, because we're all competing against the government, which is the biggest payer out there. None of us can compete with them. When you've got labourers on government construction sites earning $180,000 a year, no one can compare to that. This is the weirdest, most unusual economic situation that I could have ever possibly imagined. Now, I knew it was going to be fucked in 2020, but I had no expectation that it was going to be this fucked. Australia can do a heck of a lot better than the options that we're going to be faced with.
Now, he's right here. So this has been put out by Jared Rennick. Now, nearly 1 in 5 workers in Australia is a government employee.
Yep.
With wage rises far outpacing those in the private sector, and hiring sprees driving public sector spending to a record 27.3% of the GDP. Holy crap, we're in for a bumpy ride.
We're in for a bumpy ride, and this is what these guys are doing. Why? Because these people aren't going to vote against them, guys. It's their job. This is why they're exploding it as well. You know what I mean? But they're taking, the best. And look, I believe that I'd like to go and apply for one of these public sector jobs, and go in there and go, yeah, I agree with the woke thing, and see how far you can con your way through there being an absolute dickhead, you know what I mean, and backing the agenda and this, that, and the other. But I don't think I'd make it through. And the first thing they do is look at my social pages and go, you kidding me? This guy. But I mean, what's going on here, guys? Because obviously you wouldn't get the job if you went in there with an attitude like ours. So we've got these people going in there that are to the woke agenda, to the New World Order, that are taking these positions. Otherwise, they're not going to give them to them. They're not that dumb.
And the reason why it's so important that you share these shows out is because people are looking for answers, and people are just genuinely really naive. Monica has done a really good report on what's actually going on with the late-term pregnancies, and she's done a man on the street, and they didn't actually know. Like, check this out.
By Heather, who is 34 weeks pregnant, and we are in Brisbane CBD, and we're going to be asking people if they think it's legal for Heather to have an abortion here in Queensland. So let's see how we go. Do you think it's legal in Queensland for her to have an abortion? No, I'm doubtful.
Oh my goodness. How many weeks pregnant?
No, not
34 weeks.
No, 34 weeks, no. No way.
No. Maybe not.
I'd say no.
At 34? No, I don't think so. No, probably too far along.
She can. Abortion is legal up till birth, so even 38 weeks, 40 weeks.
You're about to push out the baby. It's a bit late.
Not at that stage,
No.
I think, no.
Well, she can.
She can. It's appalling, isn't it?
Well, actually, it is legal to have an abortion up until birth. Just concluded our interviews, and the most shocking thing for me was that not one of them knew that it was legal to have abortions in Queensland and all over Australia right up until birth.
Yeah, great reporting, Monica. But I must say, if I could get, around whatever you get per month off the Australian people, I could be on the street interviewing people too. So yeah, good report, but still got my opinion.
Dr. Joanne Howe, she actually put it together a report, an interview with a nurse, and the midwives are traumatized because these babies are being born alive and being left to die. How is that possible? How is it in Australia that that happens?
Because we're run by the devil and the New World Order, and it is murder 101, as everyone's writing in there. Yeah, it is absolute murder, okay?
It is murder.
And, we've got to be the difference, guys, because unless we stand up against it, they don't care. The laws are in. They've already passed them,
And they call us cookers. Like, honestly, they call us cookers. Okay, and yet this shit is going on that nobody is aware of and nobody thinks is okay. And we say it's because you've got a bunch of Satanists that are running the show, and we're cookers for it. Go figure. Like, seriously, go figure. Look, there's an interesting report that's come out. I think you might have sent it to me, and it's on Pine Gap. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Roughly 1,000 people work at the so-called Joint Defence Facility, which is a quite misleading name, in fact. In its early years, Australians only worked as cooks, painters, or janitors, while today almost half the staff is Australian and the other half American. In reality, the CIA and the NSA call the shots here. While Pine Gap was originally used as a defensive site to keep track of Soviet nuclear missiles during the Cold War, US intelligence quickly realized how useful this base could truly be. Today, it is the US's most important intelligence collection station in the world. There are 38 radar dishes all across the base. Many of them are enclosed in random, huge golf ball-like structures. They are built to hide and protect the antennas inside them. Most of these antennas communicate with US spy satellites, like Orion 3, 5, 7, and 9. These spy satellites are geosynchronous. They move in orbit with exactly the same speed as the Earth's rotation. This way, the CIA can intercept almost all wireless communication from Europe, Africa, and Asia, 24/7. The immensely powerful NSA spy programs, Echelon and X-Keyscore, that Edward Snowden made public in 2013, are also operated from Pine Gap. These programs are used to systematically collect everything, from online chats to phone calls and mails. At the heart of the base sits the operations building. On a total of around 20,000 square meters, roughly the size of a small IKEA, the CIA, NSA, and other agencies analyze all incoming intelligence data. Pine Gap played a vital role in America's war on terror. It provided real-time data for soldiers on the battlefield in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it was used to locate targets for U.S. drone strikes, during which hundreds of civilians were killed. A very recent report indicates that Pine Gap intelligence may have assisted Israeli forces to attack targets in Gaza. For that reason, a group of protesters tried to block the entrance to Pine Gap at the end of last year. Pine Gap has been criticized by many different groups before. Some people have even managed to enter the facility.
So, that's, that is what's it. You just heard them, guys. All right, that's what's back in Mossad. That is part of Mossad, all right? This is what we contain in Australia, all right? This is what's going on. You know, oh, yeah, Pine Gap, yeah. No, Pine Gap, I'm telling you, there's more than that goes on there, as most of you will be educated on. So, you know, yeah, we got to take this thing back, guys. You know, this is what they, you know, this is what we're involved in.
It's really interesting. They want us looking at each other and fighting with each other, and you can see how things are ramping up. So you've got the nationalist activist Tim Lutz. He was had his home raided yesterday over a peaceful anti-illegal immigrant protest in Melbourne. 6 armed officers woke his sleeping children at 6:20 a.m. So you've got that side of things, and then you've also got the other side of things where this anti-Israel militants just tried to murder an Australian Jewish leader. They firebombed his house and he used to own in Sydney. So, like, you can see that they're really trying to ramp things up between the tribalisms so that we don't actually look at the government and who's to blame.
Don't forget, we got another show on tonight, guys. I'll wrap up with it at the end of the show. But yeah, there's another show on after this tonight. Okay, it starts at 8 p.m.
All right, we're at 5:30, so I'm going to bring on the flyers, and we've got heaps going on. Well done, everybody. Everybody's really stepped it up. We've got so much going on. Government tries to cancel our Australia Day. What does everybody do? They put it on. Everybody hosts something. In New South Wales, we have the following events. In Sydney, every Monday, join the growing numbers for Monday at Maggie's. Gather together to end the tyranny by showing loss of confidence in the government. Monday at Maggie's from 11 a.m, Macquarie Street, Sydney. The Stand in the Park, Albury-Wodonga, will be having a picnic in the park on Sunday, the 26th of January 2025 from 10 a.m. A Forest of the Fallen will also be held. It is Australia Day, so bring and share a platter. Come and celebrate our freedom and support for each other, our culture, and play music at the 832 muster from the 7th to the 9th of March 2025. The location is at Rollins Plains Recreational Reserve. The address is 28 Bilberill Road, Rollins Plains, which is 40 minutes northwest of Port Macquarie. Do you want unvaxxed blood donations for you and your loved ones? If so, then join the protest for unvaxxed blood supply on Australia Day, the 26th of January at 11 a.m. at Sydney Town Hall Square. And Craig Cole will be hosting the Time to Rise seminars, Monday the 20th at 7:30 p.m, Dispelling Your Limiting Beliefs. Tuesday the 21st, 7:30 p.m, Further Developing Your Courage and Resilience. Wednesday the 22nd, 7:30 p.m, Creating a New Mindset. The location will be online and the cost is $99. Australia's Freedom Pub, The Kelly in Singleton, will be celebrating Australia Day. Raymond Smith will be launching his album from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m, and entry is free. And in Victoria, we have the following events. In Melbourne, gather at the Governor's every Saturday to end the tyranny. 10 a.m. every Saturday at the Governor Gates. And Wade from Billboard Battalion will be hosting a North East Metro branch meeting for the Libertarian Party on Tuesday the 21st of January. It starts at 6:30 at Vibranti's Restaurant, 133 James Street, Templestowe. $5 donation at the door is most appreciated. And Gaslight the Band will be launching their single, Inner City Sally, live at the Sound Bar, 1625 Point Nepean Road, Capel Sound, with Night Rider, Friday the 24th of January 2025. And the Premier of Victoria has cancelled the Australia Day Parade. So Celebrate Australia applied for 2 council permits and got rejected. So they're going ahead anyway. So the Australia Day Parade and Rally is on Sunday the 26th, 2025. 1 p.m. assemble at Port Melbourne, and then at 1:30 begin the walk to St Kilda. There will be a Leg Up Family Day at Sunbury on the 25th of January, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is free, 75 Vineyard Road, Sunbury. There will be an 8:32 muster January 31st to the 2nd of February at Chiltern, Victoria. Lake Anderson Caravan Park, Alliance Street, Chiltern, Victoria. The Australia Day Culture Concert, featuring the Emily James Trio, Matt Finlay and Dave Riccuti, will be held at Red Rock Regional Theatre. Tickets are $45. Kids under 8 are free. Friday the 24th of January, and it kicks off around 6 p.m. The National Workers Alliance will be holding an Australia Day 2025. If the Victorian Government and Australian Open won't recognise Australia Day, they will. Speeches will be from 4 p.m. on the 26th of January at the Rod Laver Arena. In Canberra, every day for over 1,000 days, the freedom fighters have been protesting at the Governor-General's. To join in, meet at the National Rock Garden at 10 a.m. to expose the 28, or tune in on YouTube at #ExposeThe28. There will be an Australia Day celebration at Black Mountain by the Canberra crew, 12 p.m. for barbecue and music. Please bring a plate. All are welcome. On Saturday, the 8th of February, there will be a grand jury indictment hearing at 4 p.m. The Corruption Whistleblower, Freedom Rally 2025, Nandaka Dallas, and We the People of Terra Australis will be conducting a lawful grand jury indictment action process based on the presented evidence. It will be held at 4 p.m. and the venue is to be announced. Our Voice, Our Australia will be holding an Australia Day parade on the 26th of January 2025, so save the date. And Jodie Lowe from 241 last year will be hosting a Real Farmer Day. Say no to Big Harmer on February 15th. Make the biggest exit the who sign that you can. The Big Australia Day Family Barbecue will be held on the 26th of January at 12 p.m. Newstead Park. The address is 199 Breakfast Creek Road, Newstead. There is a call to action for ratepayers of Mundaring Shire, Tuesday the 4th of February from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Would you like answers to the COVID-19 response? Your vote matters. A daily prayer space is held on X at 3 p.m. So whatever you're facing, come along and we can lift you up in prayer. Every day, 3 p.m. on X. Melissa 146233923.
All right, Sunday, Wollongong, Forest of the Fallen, not tomorrow because of the weather, guys. Yeah, there it is, Sunday. Thanks, Cazza. And the other one is that grand jury thing has changed now. We've got to get rid of that, get a new one because it's at 12:30 or something, or I know it's not now at 4:30 in the afternoon because of what I told you last night about the psychological operation that was pulled on that rally. There you go.
Cool. All right, so we're at. All right, so I'm not sure where to go to. We've got let's finish it off with some really positive stuff. Okay, so first of all, some unusual stuff. This one here.
Somebody drove their car off the bridge into the sea. That's the Kennedy.
Okay, so somebody drove their car in Washington off the bridge into the sea. Now, Tori says actually put this out and she reminded us, didn't a car drive off the bridge at Watergate? Yes, actually a car did. So the body's been retrieved and divers went down and the body's been retrieved, but very unusual things. When things like this happen, we don't believe in coincidences, do we? You've also got this where T-Man has rung into Dan Bongiorno and show, and he actually mentions Ray Epps.
I believe that is the case. Can we get an answer between you, Pam Bondi, and hopefully Kash Patel on who this person is and have the FBI open the books? Because I believe this is a huge scandal and a massive cover-up.
I think we will, and I think we're going to find out about Ray Epps, and I think we're going to find out about Scaffold Man. You know who Scaffold Man is, right?
Yeah.
The guy who's screaming to everybody, go into the building. We're going to find out who Scaffold Man is, and we're going to find out some other things. And I think you're going to be very happy with what I do with respect. I call them the J6 hostages because I consider them hostages. You know, they did a beautiful song and they asked would I do the words.
All right, he just basically goes on. So he knows. Like, we've suspected this for a long time. A lot of people have commented and say, oh, if only Trump knew, if only Trump knew. Actually, I think he does know quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been it's looking like it's been an amazing game of 5G chess. That's what it's looking like, guys. So
it does look exactly like that.
There we are.
And Eddie Griffiths has commented on the LA fires. He said they all knew 6 months in advance. Listen to this.
3 to 6 months before the fire hit, so somebody knew it was coming and wanted to make sure that the houses they wanted burned down. Google 2028 is going to say Los Angeles smart city. So the best way to get a smart city is by burning out all the residences, and then you can start fresh and build a fucking smart city. This is what the fucking government is doing to you. They don't give a fuck about us. As Michael Jackson said, all I want to say is they don't give a fuck about us. And another goddamn thing, State Farm canceled fire protection on homes 3 months before the fire. Who tipped them off? Who keeps tipping off motherfuckers that are natural disaster?
So he's commented on that, and you've also got this situation where this happens all the time. This is a 60-year-old climate activist who's been arrested for the arson. Like, and it seems to be always these climate activists that are engaged in actually doing this stuff. Like,
paid by George Soros, all bodies on.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that's really important that we have to cover as well is this one here now. This is Mick Amias. He's put this out. So now we have to acknowledge autistic people, their families and their carers and their autism community. So not only do we have to acknowledge and have an acknowledgement to country, but we also have to have that autistic people added to it now. Now that's being discriminatory. What about people who are disabled? Are they going to have to be added? You know, if we keep going along this line, it's going to be, you know, the welcome to country is going to be an acknowledgement of country and an acknowledgement of everybody. Next, it'll be acknowledgement of refugees, okay? It's going to end up, whatever we're doing, we won't actually get to it because it'll be 6 hours of it.
I reckon we should acknowledge the tradies. Actually, you know what we should acknowledge? The rampant pedophilia that goes on within our government institutions. That's what we should acknowledge.
Exactly.
Give me the mic. I'll shock the crowd.
Well, yes, you will. All right, look, we might leave it there. So do you want to wrap up and close the show? Because we can't go over time because of the thing. Now, because of the thing. Now, that's on at 8 o'clock. But we're actually being taken out by Jag Talks. Don't welcome to me to my own country. So there you go.
Okay, so next up, guys, you know, go and get a coffee, get your popcorn, whatever you would like to get. All right, if it's popcorn, don't make it be in the bag. Make sure it's natural corn that you're popping, okay, in a normal point pan, not a non-stick one. We're going to talk about all this stuff on Wednesday morning. Anyway, the next show, Ingy Doyle, okay, and another lady who I won't announce, and she won't be coming on with a camera, guys. She's going to try and keep herself as anonymous as she can. For the simple reason is that she is producing documentaries and she would like to continue to do that to help us push our little mantle here, you know, in what we're trying to do. All right. So this next chick is a dead set hero. You've seen the shorts for it. Well, now tonight we're going to have a little interview. We're going to run the 15-minute documentary. And then next week we'll be looking at running another documentary, which is all going to, you're going to love, actually. Been very, very well professionally put together. So we'll see you in 15 minutes, guys. Thanks again, Cazza. See you guys. Bye.
No, guys. See.
Born on this soil, under Southern Cross skies. I've walked these lands, I've seen the sunrise. From the young black dust to the city lights. This is my home, my land, and my birthright. Don't welcome me to my own country. tell me where I stand. I've known this earth, I've worked this land. Every corner from the reef to the city streets. Australia, my home, my land, the country beneath my feet. Let's talk a future, not just past or present. Make this land great, let's learn our lesson. Not a vision, no separate start. We're Australia, one land, one heart. Don't welcome me to my own country. I belong here, can't you see? Australia for Australians, for we are young and free. This land is mine, as is yours, from country to the sea. So here we stand, on this sacred ground. Through our stories and spirits, we are bound. With voices raised, we'll shout to the southern skies. Our love for Australia, without compromise. For everyone, filled with Aussie pride. Together we'll stand for our way of life. This is Australia, fierce and grand. Just don't welcome me to my own land. Up there, 'cause they lay